This is my entire sales process on how I get clients, how I sold all you guys into the program. So I'm going to show you the exact process step by step. It's like, look, a lot of people make this really complicated. I'm going to make this really simple, and I'm going to show you some really cool tricks that like almost work every single time. This makes my closing rate, I'd say for the people that hop on the call and they're qualified, I'd say I close 80% of them. So I'm going to go over mindset behind the calls, frame yourself before the call, the sales process, the script, how to do free trials, clients to stay away from, and then following up with clients. So the mindset of sales calls. So we want to realize that usually when we're hopping on a call, we are not in any authority position there when we're coming onto the call. And if we're doing outbound, we're having to try to convince them to say yes. We have to do everything we can to convince them to say yes. So we have to give them as many reasons to say yes, because the only outcome when working with us is that they will win. So we want to make it to where the only outcome when working with us is that they'll win. So even if they lose, they will still win. And so I'll kind of show you what that means in a minute. But let's say that if we're selling a car online, let's say we had a 2023 GT3 and I was selling it for $20,000. Now this car is worth $200,000, and people will reach out being interested in the car because it's such a great deal. And so you have all the authority position there. You can choose who buys the car. Some people will offer you more money. Some people will drive hours and hours just to buy that car from you. You have all the authority right there. You get to choose. You're in the driver's seat right there, you know? So this is inbound. This is people coming to us. And you can create that using the inbound systems that we have in the program. And so you can watch the inbound videos of how you get people to come to you, which I'm sure you found me on YouTube. You came to me. And so now you're here. So we can do this, but most of you guys are going to be doing outbound in the beginning. And also, we usually want to use the outbound frameworks when we're doing any sales call, because we want to make the offer sound so good that they just have to say yes. So most of you guys, what you do is you're doing outbound and you're trying to sell this old dirty car for $50,000, which isn't worth anything, right? And so you go out to people on the streets and you ask them if they're interested in buying your car. Most people, if you just go out and start asking a whole bunch of people, are you interested in buying a car? Most people will say no. You'll have a few people that might be interested, a few, right? Very few. But if you go out and they say, I might be interested, and then you say, oh, well, you're interested? Well, it's going to be $50,000. And they're like, what are you talking about? No, I'm not buying your car. That's stupid. And so no one's going to take you up on the offer because you have no authority position there. You're going to act like, well, why would you want to buy a car from me, right? You're like, these stupid questions that are in these other sales scripts, like, why would you want to book a call with me? And you're like, that makes, dude, I'm like, you came to me, like the client, right? The person that you're talking to, the prospect, they're saying, you came to me, you reach out to me. Why are you asking me these dumb questions? And so I can't go out to somebody and say, well, pay me $50,000 because that's what I think it's worth. And they're like, no. So we have to give them every reason to say yes. And so how we get them to say yes is, let's say we're going out to people saying if they want to buy a car. We get a few people saying yes. Now, we give them an amazing offer. So it's an amazing car. It's what they actually want. This car is amazing. You probably would want to buy it. And I'm selling it for $20,000, which is 10x cheaper than what it's worth. You don't even have to pay me today. And you can drive the car around for 30 days, risk-free, no money down. On top of that, if you don't like the car within 20 days, or if you don't like the car and you don't think it's worth $20,000, you'll just get to keep the car for free, right? Who wouldn't say yes to that offer? If someone had $20,000, I would say yes to that. If someone said, hey, like a GT3, $200,000 car, it's worth 10 times more. You get a 30-day money-back guarantee, and if I don't like it, I just get to keep the car, right? I don't have to pay anything for it. Like, that would be crazy. And so we want to make it that crazy. We want to make it sound that good. We don't have to make it sound that crazy, but if you make it sound that crazy, you will get a lot of people saying yes. That's the thing. You guys are always like, well, I don't really know if I can do that. I don't know if I can really guarantee that. Well, if you can't guarantee that, guess what? You're not going to get as many clients. If you can guarantee that, you'll get so many more clients. And so you want to give them some crazy end result, which is the car, give them some amazing deal, which is 10x cheaper with no risk, no money down. And even if they lose, let's say they didn't like the car, they would still win. They would get to keep the car for free. So my offer, hey, I'll get you 120 appointments per month. If it doesn't work within 30 days, if you don't like it for any reason, I'll give you all your money back, plus you get to keep everything for free. How does that work? Like, how do you say no to that, right? And so every time, I'm sure you probably were on the sales call and you're like, well, that's a good offer, you know? So you don't have to go that far, but the more elements we use in this, the more likely you are to close more deals, okay? So framing yourself before the call. Now, let's say you're booking a sales call. They have no clue who you are. You just booked it cold. Anytime you have them book a sales call, you can have them go through a Go High Level sequence. So if you book it through Go High Level, you can have them go through a sequence where they start receiving emails from you. And these emails are just to convince them that you are an expert in your field. And so you'll just give them emails of testimonials or of client case studies or strategies that you're using or some value-based emails where you're giving them ideas on what they can do for their business. And so you just have automated emails going out to them every single time they book a call with you. And so when they actually hop on the call, they saw videos of you, they saw emails of you, they saw client testimonials of you. And so they already are warmed up to you. They already know who you are and what you do. And so when you hop on the call, it's usually easy from there. Because usually you're just going in cold, which is still cool. You can do that, and I've done that. But it's usually you can warm them up a little bit if you create that nurture sequence before the call. So basically, I'll make a video about how to do that, but that's basically it. So you want to frame yourself before the call. It's not necessary, but it will help. So the sales process, this is exactly how to do it step by step. Okay. So here we have rapport, current situation, desired situation, pain points, pitch your offer, close the deal. That's all the sales process is. So this is how sales works. We have who we are right now, who we want to be, and then this is what we buy. We buy the bridge. We have who we are right now to who we want to be. I am hungry. I want to be full. My bridge is buying Chipotle. I'm unfit. I want to become fit. I want to buy Planet Fitness. I have no time in my business. I want free time. I'm going to hire an employee. So that's current situation, desired situation. You're buying that. So your pitch is going to be whatever their current situation is and helping them get to their desired situation. You are the bridge. So I'm going to show you my script and what I use. And I'm also going to post a video right after this. So you'll be able to see a video of me doing a sales call live and me using the script and me closing the deal and showing you how easy it really is. So the first stuff is, this is just like some notes you can take. Well, you don't really need to take these, but anyways, this is where it starts. So the first question I ask is, can you tell me your business life story up until now? Usually they're like, oh, my business life story, that's a long story, but I guess we'll start here. Blah, 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 blah. I started a business. I did it for 2 years. It didn't work. I split up with my partner. I've been doing this type of business for 3 months, and I'm just trying to figure it out. All right, okay. That's where they are right now. Is there any specific reason you booked a call with me? Now, if you're doing outbound, you don't ask this question. So, because if is there any specific reason you booked a call with me? That's like you going out with this dumb car and saying, oh, well, why do you want my car, right? It's like, I don't want your car. You just asked me if I wanted your car. And now you're trying to make me qualify myself? Like, that's stupid. So let me go back to here so I remember. So I do this because people come to me, but you don't do this, right? Is there any specific reason you booked a call with me? No, because they booked a call with you because of your offer, right? And you pitched it to them on a cold outreach message, right? All right. So then we say, all right, so what's your business life story? Okay, what's the goal? Like, what are you trying to do with that? Like 6 months from now, like what are you trying to do? All right, 6 months from now, I'm at usually 10, 15K right now, but I want to get to 50K. And so it's really just trying to figure out how do we get to 50 to 100K, and or really just $1 million consistently in my business per year. All right, that sounds like you're doing this. It sounds like $1 million is your goal. Is that right? Like trying to get $1 million for the business, right? Cool. Yes. Awesome. So what are you doing right now? So this is what I do. How many calls or appointments are you getting right now? You just adjust it to whatever your end result that you're offering to them. So if you're doing, if you're doing SEO, whatever, how are you getting leads right now? Are you doing any SEO right now? Are you getting any leads organically right now? Whatever, right? So I say, how are you getting calls right now? And what have you tried? What have you tried before this? Like, oh, we tried cold email, and cold email just didn't work for us. And I hated it. It was so annoying. It's so frustrating. It's so expensive. And it just doesn't work for us. I'm like, oh yeah, it is really annoying. It is really frustrating. Okay, and so how long have you been doing that for? Like, did that work for you at all? How long have you been doing that? What else have you tried to accomplish this? So I'm really trying to get the pain where they're saying, I've tried email, it just didn't work. I tried cold calling, I tried hiring a VA, that just didn't work at all. And nothing's really working for me. And I really just need something that actually works consistently. I tried paid ads. I spent all this money on ads, and the ads didn't work for me. Okay, cool. So I'm getting that pain. So that's their current situation, right? So we got the desired situation, which is I want some lavish life. I want to make $1 million a year, whatever. My current situation is I don't have that, and I cannot figure out how to get this, right? And so we get them to be like, well, I'm here. I want to go there. I don't know how to get there. And now they're just like confessing that they don't know how to get there, by saying like, this is what I've tried. This is what's not working, whatever. So now we go into the pitches. Now we go into the pitch. So awesome. Now that I have a perspective on your situation, would you mind me explaining how what I do works? Great, cool. Let's go into the pitch. And then we say, so what I do is I set up a system to get 120 appointments per month consistently, blah, 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 blah. Whatever your pitch is, I just put pitch here. But I just have a specific thing that I lay out. Like, so we're going to give you this. We get 2 group coaching calls a week. You get one-on-one calls with me whenever you need it. And you also get blah, 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 right? Cool. And then I wrap it all up with, so you get this, and this, and it's $2,000 one time, or if it's $3,000, whatever your price is, it's this much price one time. If it doesn't work within 30 days, you get all your money back and you get to keep everything. Does that sound fair? And you make sure when you say the price, so you say price, then guarantee. It's $2,000 one time. If it doesn't work within 30 days, you get all your money back and you get to keep everything for free. And you always stay silent. You don't say anything after that. People will just sit there for a minute and they just won't say anything. They're like, don't say anything. The first person to talk loses. So you don't want to lose. You make sure that they talk. And they say, okay, well, how does that work? Or they'll say, well, it sounds good, but blah, 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 or they'll start spitting something out. So usually they will say, yes, that sounds fair. And then they'll just move forward. All right. Or they'll say, yeah, that sounds fair. All right, cool. Are you ready to go? And then they'll say, well, I have a couple questions. And then you just answer their questions. Usually pretty easy questions. And if you know what you're doing, then it's pretty easy to answer. Yeah, that sounds fair. Are you ready to go? And then they say, yeah, that sounds fair, but I need to talk to my partner first, or I don't know if I have the money, or blah, blah, blah. You want to make sure that you have something already available for whatever objection they come with. So I'm going to show you a few objections that are usually the case, that usually come up. One of them I didn't put in here, but one of the objections is I don't have the money. Okay, well, we can split it up into payments of 4. So it's $2,000, split it up into 4 payments of $500. All right, that just solved that problem, right? Now you don't have enough money right now, but you can split up to 4 payments, so now you have enough money. Cool, awesome. Or they say, oh, how do I know this is going to work, right? Well, I've worked with all these other companies, and if it doesn't work, then I'll give you all your money back, and you get to keep everything for free. So even if you lose, you still win. Or I'll give you all your money back, and I'll pay you $1,000. So even if it doesn't work for you, you know it will work with you. But I've worked with literally hundreds of companies. Now that's me, but it's not you. So you can just say you have the risk reversal. A lot of the times it's, I need to talk to my business partner, and I really need to think about it. So if they say that, then you're going to give them a deal of a lifetime. You say, okay, I understand you have to talk to your business partner. I get it. I'm not trying to do high pressure sales, whatever. I want you to go talk to your business partner. But here's what I'll do. If you just give me an answer by the end of the day, I'll give you everything that I just told you, all this right here, one time for $900. And you'll still get access to everything, the same guarantee, same everything, but you just have to give me an answer by the end of the day. Does that sound fair? Well, actually, that's a great deal. I mean, I don't know how I say no to that, right? They always say yes. And it's usually, I'd say about 90% of the time they say yes on that, or okay, that sounds like a really good deal. I just need to talk to my partner. I do need to talk to my partner. Okay, cool. Go ahead and talk to your partner. 90% of the time they close. A lot of times they also will ask about the guarantee. Well, how does that work? How does the guarantee work? Like, how do we define that? Like, if it's not working, are you going to guarantee me 120 appointments? I said, no. How it works is, let's just say you got 121 appointments, but all the appointments were unqualified. I fulfilled the guarantee, but you didn't, it wasn't worth it for you. Or let's just say you got 7 appointments and all 7 closed. You made $20,000 or something like that. I mean, but I didn't get you 120 appointments, but it was still worth it for you. So how it works is really it's up to you on what you determine is worth it. So if you think it wasn't worth it, you can reach out to me. You can say, hey, Carson, it wasn't worth it. I hate you. Go kill yourself. I want my money back. And I'll just give you your money back. No questions asked. Because I don't want you to have to pay for something that wasn't worth it for you. They always laugh and they always say, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, all right, cool. Works every time. Cool. So that's my sales script. Anyways, free trials. Now, I don't recommend doing free trials at all. But if you have to do a free trial and you think that they'll actually close, or a good client, that they'll actually work well with you, then you want to do the free trial in this unique way. And this is the only way I do it. So you don't want to give them any, I've done this. I've had people in the group that do this. It works better this way. I've had people that just do normal free trials where you're just giving them leads. It never works. Okay. So do it this way. You don't want to give them the full end result. So if you're selling leads, you don't want to actually give them 10 free leads because they're not going to do anything with it. If they're not paying for it, they're not going to value it at all. They're not going to value it. That's the thing, because they're not paying for it. If it's not scarce, then it's not valuable, right? So the reason that dirt is really cheap is because there's so much of it. The reason gold is so expensive is because there's so little of it, right? And so if you say we're going to give you 10 free leads, that makes it not scarce. That makes it like dirt where you can get it anywhere. So I don't really care about it. And so I'll get you 10 free leads. All right, cool. You can give them 10 free leads and they're all qualified. They're all good. They close a whole bunch of deals out of it, but they're like, well, I don't really care. I mean, they just said yes because they'd rather have the 10 free leads than nothing, The reason why they aren't going to pay for you is because they don't value the service. And so you always want to try to get some money up front. But if you can't get any money up front and they need a free trial, this is how you do it. So you want to tell them that you're going to bring them leads and you're going to start the campaigns. So you're going to, whatever campaigns you're trying to do, if you're doing outreach, if you're doing ads, whatever, you can start the campaigns in some way. And then you start getting leads in the door, right? So you start, let's say you do some simple WhatsApp outreach for somebody. Like let's say you're doing B2B, you target this software company, they have some B2B software for accountants. You start reaching out to accountants and you just reach out on WhatsApp, right? So you'll reach out to 50 people. You'll get someone saying they're interested, like just at least one person. And then you have these screenshots. Hey, look, this person's interested. This other person's interested. This other person's interested. And you're not going to give them access to lead. Don't show them like the phone number. Don't show them the email. Just say, hey, look, these people are interested. You can show them the original message that you sent so that they know that this person's responding to their direct offer that they have. And so, hey, look, all these people are interested, but if you want to move forward, then I can't give you these leads until you pay me. So if you want to move forward, then I'll send you the invoice and we get started and I can send you these leads. So now they have hot leads that are ready to buy now, but they can't get access to any of the leads because you're not letting them get access to any leads. So now they're going to evaluate, like, oh snap, well, I need to really do this. And then they're more likely to convert that way. But even then, I would just try not to do any free trials. Cool. Clients to stay away from, all right? You do not want to work with clients that are a pain in the butt, all right? They will constantly be bugging you. They will want the entire world. Nothing will ever be good enough, and they will still refund in the end. And so it's just not worth your time. So do not work with anyone that's really skeptical or seems like they're going to be a pain to deal with. A lot of the signs that they're going to be a pain to deal with is usually they want a discount on price up front. They are asking a lot of questions about the guarantee. They're desperate to get something working right now, and they're expecting you to do everything for them. Now, most people will fit into at least one of these categories, right? So most people will ask a lot about the guarantee, or most people will ask a lot about, or some people will ask, can you give me a discount? So that's fine. But if they're like fitting most of these criteria or more than one of these criteria where they're wanting a discount, they're asking about the guarantee, and they're desperate to get something working, and they're expecting you to do everything for them, then you just do not want to work with them at all. Okay, trust me, it's not worth your time. All right. And just you'll usually sign on a client, and everyone does this where you'll sign on a client, they're a pain in the butt, you do not want to work with them. But you have the money, right? So they paid you $3,000, and you're like, but I don't want to give up that $3,000 back to them. And so you're going to keep working with them, and nothing's working. And then it's just best to refund them as soon as you realize that they're a pain. Just refund them as quickly as possible, because if you don't, then you're going to do all this work for them, and then in the end, they're still going to want a refund. It's still never going to be good enough. It's still going to be a pain. So you want to save yourself the headache. Trust me, I've had people where I said, send the money back. Don't just send the money back. Trust me. And then they're like, oh, but I don't want to. And then, all right. And then 2 weeks later, they're still stressing out about this client. And then I have other people where I like send the money back. They send the money back, and then they have so much peace. They're like, oh, I don't have to deal with that person anymore, right? Because it's so much better when you don't have to deal with those guys. All right. Now, following up with clients. Now, if they don't buy on the phone, you want to give them an extra special offer so that they make a decision to buy today or by the end of the week, whatever you say. You say, hey, I know you have to talk to your partner. If you want to talk to them by the end of the week, I'll give you the special deal. I usually try to do by the end of today or within 24 hours. So what I do is I send them an email of a bullet point list of everything they get through the program. So you're going to get one-on-one calls with me. You're going to get group coaching calls. You're going to get automation software. You're going to get all this stuff. I send them a bullet point list of everything that they get. I don't have any sort of graphic or picture or anything. I don't really care about all that crap. Just a bullet point list of what they get. And then also with a guarantee that they get with it. And I'll usually send it through GMass. So GMass is a tool that makes it really easy to follow up with people. So I can say, hey, I just want to see if you're interested, like their email, here's how it works. And then blah, 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 blah. Here's like everything, bullet point list, And then with GMass, you can click here. This is a free Chrome extension you can download. And you can just do auto follow-up. So you click here, auto follow-up right there. You click stage 1 right there, boom. And you can put in a message, and it'll automatically email them the next day. So you can do, if they do not reply within 1 day, it'll automatically send this email. Hey, back again as promised. Just want to see if you could give me a quick answer. We'll follow up again tomorrow. Smiley face. And so it'll automatically follow up with them. What I also do is I usually just send an email. I don't really do the GMass thing anymore because I'm usually trying to get an answer by the end of the day. But the other thing that I do as well is I will do a text message. So I'll text them right after the call, and after I send the email, so after the call, email first, bullet point list, and then a text saying, hey, I just sent you the email. Let me know if you're interested by the end of the day and we can move forward. Okay. And then on top of that, if they're international, if they're like not in the US or something, or not in your local country, then you just do it on WhatsApp, where you just send a message on there and you say, hey, I just sent you, or I send a voice note or whatever, and I just send it to the phone number that I have on file. And yeah, so send them a text message. Usually they'll respond on there and they'll say, okay, yeah, I'm ready to move forward. And then you go forward from there. Then you can update them in the pipeline if you want to. So if you have the pipeline, I have a video on managing leads and everything. So you can use that video to manage leads. But you can put them in the post-call follow-up stage and just make sure you check up on them every single day until they give you a solid yes or no. Okay, you want to annoy them until they give you a yes or no. Thank you for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon.